Hi, student, back to our Cook RET again. Today I would like to talk about engineering programs at KMITL, especially for freshman student who just graduated from high school and enroll KMITL engineering school. You're probably wondering, why there are so many engineering programs at KMITL and what these programs are offering, for you. For example, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, and etc. Also, what are the requirement, or simply, say that what you need to study to be able to be engineers in that field, what class you need to talk, and what areas of that programs will be offered for you to be able to get a job to work after you graduate. Well, I'm not going to mention, in deep details. I just give you general pictures about each program that you can have a better pictures and a better understanding why uh, you choose this program, why you choose that program. So it's going to be a good start that you will ask yourself first why you join the program. As I want to mention, also something about when you are a freshman here, it's going to be a long highway. In this case, it's take like 4 years for you to be able to graduate. So what you need to build up your background in engineering, especially for the first year. Somebody might consider to be a difficult one because you will see it's going to be a different style of study, a different styles of learning, and that totally, or even a lot of different than you study in high school, because you will study in many different classes. You have to go through the lab that train you to be uh, a real engineer, or let's say is going to do the hand-on the uh, work. So let's see the road from the start to finish or to complete your study. For the first year, many engineering students have to go through, it's pretty much the same. It might be different, but in general, you have to take physics class, you have to take a programming class, you have to take chemistry class, English, of course, and that's the to build up your background to be able to take more advanced courses in second year student, in the second year, or you become a sophomore, and to the third year, or you become a junior, and then for the last year, you become a senior student. So you need strong background. It's going to be more advanced. But if you are be able to understand, or you be able to build up your background in the first year, it might be a difficult start, but that's gonna make you easier, or make you more understanding, about what class you're going to go through in the second year and the third year and the fourth year. But if you're not doing very good in the first year, you might face difficult problems in the future, and you're not going to enjoy study engineering. So keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier before, when you are study here, it's take 4 years for you to be engineers. You need to train, and you need to build up your skills to be able to be expert engineer that you can design something in the future. So you not study, you not only be able to take exam, you not be able to finish your report, but the most important thing is that when you get a job or you go to work, you should be able to analyze problems. You should be able to create, uh, something related to your programs. This is your job. That is your real job. So please keep that in mind. And I already mentioned about how to success in your study in the first year student. If you have some problems, you cannot overcome some problems from classes. You behind classes, you go to professors and go to your friends. And remember, it's gonna be a long highway for you to be able for you to finish. And you know that study engineering is not so easy. It's really difficult. And you have many assignments. You have to do something quick. You have to think quick. And that means you require skills and training. Okay. So let's get back to our engineering programs at KMITL. I will give you some general idea about what our department offering, to you. Well, let's take a look around you. As I mentioned before, ask yourself why you joined the program in mechanical engineering, why you joined the program in electronics engineering, and also look out to different department. Some people might wondering, what are they doing? What kind of jobs? What your responsibility after you graduate? So if you consider your objective and you know what you need to do to be able to be at that point, let's say to be that kind of that engineer. In general, engineering programs give you it's pretty much not, you can say it's a lot different, or you can say it's not so much different, because engineering is engineering. You need uh, fundamental courses to be able to take more advanced courses. And what the requirement, what I'm saying the same is that you need to take like math, and that's the basic requirement. You cannot analyze problem, you cannot design something without math. You need to prove. Sometimes you need to do a hand calculation, sometimes you need to do the program. So that's why our engineering students has been through you know these courses. So make sure you be very understanding about these courses. Well, let's start with the mechanical engineering. What are they offering, for you? What areas related to this mechanical engineering? Well, you look around, and if I ask you, you probably can say, "Oh, mechanical engineering. I can make a car. I can make engines." Yes, part of it you're right. But there are something related to mechanical engineering. You notice refrigerators, air condition, something about energy system, And if you study from high school, you need background uh, in thermodynamic, right? You're talking about some factors. In this case, you study about the pressure, you study about the volume, you study about temperature. That's all some of part of major factors that's getting involved in design uh, tools, some machines. And this is uh, the program student who finished the program. You know that you can go to work in industries, and many industries are looking for students from the department because you need some machines, you need some tools to design, you know, um, or to run processes to get some products. And for somebody who want to have challenge in design cars, engines, or jet engines, this might well fit for you. Next one is the electrical engineering. You know that it's related and concerned with some electrical energy. When you are graded, you should be able to design some devices and system related to electrical energy. You can see some entertainment at home, of course, related to electrical engineering. Sometimes they get even uh, related to manufacturing, in industry to make products because you need some circuit, you need some devices, you need some electrical energy. They also are related to security and safety. And I would say in more detail related to electrical engineering department. Some university, especially in Europe, in America, there are different uh, programs in electrical engineering. Part of it is just electronics engineering. You know that there are electronics were around you. You have a cellular phone, iPhone, you have entertainment system. They're all related to electronics. Even some are part of the electrical system in the cars, also related to electronic circuits. You have CPU in the car, control injection, fuel injection, about the safety system, about warning system. So you get involved in sensors. When you get to smaller devices, because that is microelectronics, that means you can put much more uh, smaller devices into a package, let's say that. And even smaller than that, you're talking about nanotechnology. Nano is 10 to negative ninth meter. And the smallest one, you probably know that is about angstrom. You're talking about atom, right? That's 10 to the negative 10. And when you were working on electronic devices, you're working on circuits that's related to our semiconductor. So that's what background you need. to be able to success in our study in electronics. Next is about telecommunication. You will have to work on signals, especially on communication system that include telephone, radar, or even GPS. For the power electrical engineering, you're working on electrical power uh, transfers. You work on transmission lines. You transport or you transmit your electrical energy from one place to the other place, especially from, for example, from power plants to your house. Power engineering also be able to generate power by using a solar cell, hydroelectric, or even wind turbine, or find the new sources of electrical energy. Next is about control engineering. You have to design automated operation or automatic machines to process and meet the standard requirement. For example, you can control temperature, you can control humidity in your homes or in your cars. This also include unmanned aerial vehicles or the plane without human, or in the short, UAV. For instrumentation engineering related to all electronic devices, for example, transducer, you need to be able to measure resistor, the current, voltage, and some parameters related to electrical circuit. For the bigger system, you be able to measure the flow rate of water or anything else. Now, what about civil engineering? Well, you probably know about be able to construct facilities. In this case, this can be your homes, it can be buildings, or even a dam. Civil engineering, there are so many disciplines. Some of them are structural engineers that are design bridge, dam, tunnels, tanks, water tank, power plant to generate electricity. Even some are platform in the space satellites with the requirement that have stability and durability. Doesn't mean it's going to be last long. That's there you need to consider about the forces support. Make sure it's not going to break down, and that you need to consider what components you are going to use, what materials you are going to use. Next one is transportation engineering, civil engineering. Responsibility about the safety and efficient movement, of course, of people and goods or products that you need to transport from one place to the other. You also be able to uh, take responsibility about highway, street, harbor, a mass transit system, for example, like BTS or subway, or even airport and railroads for trains. Next is environmental engineering. you need to take responsibility about pollution control. In this case, are air, land, water. Also, you need to take responsibility about water distribution system. You need to take a responsibility about the quality control. You need to take a responsibility about recycle. You need to take responsibility about waste water treatment or even pesticide control. About water resources that related to this kind of environmental civil engineering. Um, you need to take responsibility about water related problems. You need to talk about to find water sources, or let's say water supply, right, for people, not only to find the sources of water or water supply, but you need to consider about the delivery system also. You need to find the new water resources. You need to do a river development to make the river clean. You need to take responsibility about the flood control or flooding, irrigation, and drainage. You also take responsibility about the coastal protection. You need to take responsibility about the construction and maintenance of hydroelectric power facilities. So that's part of your environmental civil engineering, do. Last one is about construction engineers. Of course, they need to plan, they need to build facilities, including buildings, bridges, tunnels, dams, houses. That means you need to take responsibility about the starting from finish by considering about the cost, about equipment, about personal need, and also you need to supervise, somebody else. So that's why you need to have the principle of planning or organization. Does include financing, managing, operating, construction. So that's the responsibility of construction engineers. Next one is the computer engineering. That's the get involved in hardware and software computer. That means you need to design, you need to write programs. You probably have a well understanding about computer engineering already. You need to talk about wireless network. You need to talk about the internet. You need to talk about intranet. Part of computer engineering is the system analysis engineering. You need to start a design projects or initiate design projects in the term of planning, developing, selecting a computer system to have maximum benefits to that organizations, or let's say to get the maximum profit by using system analysis engineering to set up equipment, to set up some software, also business perspectives. Next one is chemical engineering. Well, you need a strong background in chemistry. Their job is to transfer lab work to commercial products. That means they have to design, they have to operate chemical production facilities. You have to build some process, you have to manage facilities to be able to start manufacturing process to make your products. Well, products that I'm talking about is in our chemical engineering talking is about our pharmaceuticals. You can see healthcare, you can see something related to paper, petrochemicals, food processings. Sometimes you need to work on advanced materials. For example, polymers. You need to work on biotechnology or even environmental health and safety. Well, what the one of the products that you see around you is plastic. That's also it's become that's the is the great work of chemical engineering and chemical science. You also have to build materials. You have to do the products. Some products very close to you, for example, shampoo, soap, cosmetics, even perfumes. They also have to keep our environment clean, concerned about pollutions, right? Not only in the past, not only in the present, but also in the future. That's their job, keeping our environment clean. Sometimes they even eliminate world hunger by processed, food for people around the world. Next one is industrial engineering. Their job is to utilize various resources in the term of people, machines, materials, also information and energy to be able to develop process to make the product and also services, for people. They need to understand about total quality management program to monitor product that they are processing. They also have to design the plant design. What I mean is plant is the facilities in the term of building, about the layout of the building to be able to do the best of the process or system. They need to manage the plant also. So in general, industrial engineering require fundamental of engineering in computer technology and management practices. Well, another engineering programs that do not really get used to it, I would say, for example, biomedical engineering. This is a very wide range of fields related to health professional about something related to medical use. They need to design devices that be able to diagnose uh, sick people. Let's say that they also develop biologically compatible materials. When you lose some uh, part of your body, let's say that in a simple way, you need sometimes you need to uh, build up blood or heart rate analyzer. Sometimes you need to talk about implants. talking about medical imaging, or let's say something about the pictures that you can analyze, from that. You can build up a laser system and even life support system. So there are many areas in biomedical engineering. Now it's in electronic part of electronic department. Let's say that the areas include bioinstrumentation, biomaterials, biomechanics, cellular tissue genetic engineer, clinical engineering, medical imaging, orthopedic surgery, rehabilitation engineering, also our system sociology. So that's all about biomedical engineering in general point of view. Well, now we have the new department or aerospace engineering course. You need to design, develop, and test, or even manufacture commercial aircraft or even military aircraft. Sometimes that include missiles or spacecraft. Your job is to develop new technologies in commercial aviation. Your job is to develop new technologies for defense system and also space exploration. So you need background in aerodynamics, propulsion, thermodynamics, celestial mechanics, even acoustic, even guidance and control system. So that's what your requirement to be able to be aerospace engineering or to be aerospace engineers in the future. Well, the other one is the agricultural engineering. Your responsibility is about the food production, processing, marketing, and finally distribution of your food products. So your job is to design, develop agricultural equipment, food processing equipment, and you need to design farm structure to get the best of your products in the term of quality and quantity. There are different areas in this program. For example, there are food processing, information and electrical technologies, power machinery structures, soil and water forestry, bioengineering, to be able to get higher agricultural products. So that's what our agricultural engineers do. But the last one I want to mention is the petroleum engineering. Somebody probably have the well understanding about the program already. So this related petroleum and its byproduct. Their job is to design processes, equipment, and system. Of course, to find or to locate new resources of oil and gas. You need to remove, you need to transport, and you need to store oil and gas. And most of all, you have to refining them into a useful product. Term of for cars, for aircraft, for example. Okay, so that's all. I give you the general pictures about our engineering program at KMITL. So now you look back at the first place that you choose or select to be in that program. Make sure you understand so you'll be able to set up your goals, your objective to be that kind of engineer and do the best of your job in the future. Keep in mind, you need to put a lot yourself, put a lot of efforts in that programs to be an expert engineer, not only engineer. Think about to be a professional engineer. Just you can analyze, you can design system, and keep in mind that your job is to make the way of life of people in the world better. This is engineering job or engineering responsibility. Okay, for the next YouTube, I'll probably thinking about uh, how to make your success and get the most out of your study at the KMITL engineering school. I'll see you next. Thank you.